President Trump's latest front in his attacks on journalism is an attempt to defund PBS and National Public Radio. The president called their coverage biased and ordered a halt to all federal funding for that public broadcasting. Our Spencer Soisher looks at how local affiliates in Colorado might be impacted.
Read with Colorado Matters.
All over Colorado, you'll find public media.
Time to announce our next book pick.
Local TV and radio stations, local journalists on air.
You got to make it sound like yourselves.
Working for government-funded NPR and PBS affiliates.
Our bread and butter is music discovery.
In some communities around the state, this is pretty much the only source that they have for Colorado-based information.
Well, I would love to do that. I think it's very unfair. It's been very biased.
President Trump issued an executive order Thursday night directing the Corporation for Public Broadcasting to stop funding NPR and PBS.
.org.
The majority of that public funding goes on to local affiliates, like NPR affiliate KSUT in Ignacio, Colorado.
You know, we are in a news desert here in the Four Corners in southwestern Colorado. There are media outlets, but they're very far and few between.
Tammy Graham says KSUT would lose about 19% of its budget, $333,000 lost. At Colorado Public Radio, they'd lose about 7%, about $1.5 million.
The president is telling the Corporation for Public Broadcasting it cannot be used to purchase programming or support PBS or NPR.
A White House social media account says they're making the cuts because of what they call biased coverage. It listed 24 examples of what they referred to as trash that is passed as news from PBS and NPR. Things like apologizing for characterizing someone as illegal, or an interview with an author about his book about the history of cannibalism. But just 2 of those were examples from local affiliate coverage.
The reality is defunding a station that's run by your neighbors.
The 3 Colorado NPR and 2 PBS affiliates we spoke with all believed this would have a profound impact on them, that they provide a service that benefits everyone, and in some cases, can be life-altering.
Then we're right back into a commercial model where people who can afford it get it. People who don't might not.
So when emergencies are happening, we are a lifeline to a lot of our region's residents.
Ultimately, we'll see how this ends up. Both NPR and PBS say the president does not have the authority to do this. Clearly, he disagrees. The president of PBS called it a blatantly unlawful executive order issued in the middle of the night. The Center for Public Broadcasting is already suing the Trump administration over firing 3 of its 5 board members.
I have to imagine, Spencer, that they have been preparing for this to happen, and they are also experts at politely asking people for money.
And that's the key part of this. They've been waiting for when is this going to happen, not necessarily if. So they're getting ready in a sense, but they ultimately rely on donations to begin with. And in this case, they probably will have to fundraise off of the fact that they are getting a certain amount taken away from them.
Yeah, just important to mention, while the president's sniping at people on NPR national, it's local broadcasters in far-flung parts of Colorado that might be most impacted. Thank you very much.